Hello. Today I will talk about the relationship between the moon and the sun and the earth. Yeah, but it's the same. I mean, you can explain in many ways. So, if the relationship between the moon and the earth, this relationship only exists if there is not enough pushing and not enough pulling. So it's in a perfect state to be together. And what the force is coming from this relationship, uh, you can of course go scientifically and use the gravity part and the velocity or something. But I would say let's look from another perspective. Let's look from the perspective just focusing on pulling and pushing. Simple concept. And if Earth is not pushing too much and it's not pulling, so they go together. And let's say it's the same relationship between Sun and Earth and basically everything around us. And where I want to go from this is the relationship between people. And if you have a person in your life, and if you want to have a good relationship, you have to not pull in too much and not push too much. If you pull too much, you want to consume it. You want it. It will be too close, and it will be gone. So if the moon would be too close or not move fast around us at a certain speed, it would collapse. Or if other way looking, it would go away if it would be too much pulling. And the same with people. If you pull too much, they will disappear from your life. But pulling does the same. So to have a good relationship between people or anything else in life, you just have to have a certain degree of distance. But it depends on different kind of people because they're also different. And the same with animals, the same with nature itself. So I think if you really want to be balanced in life and be in a good relationship with everything, you don't try to consume it, but you don't try to let it go. Yeah. Or what I want to say, maybe it's not like even a plan for us to do. It's not something you can actually just consciously choose to do. This relationship, because it exists everywhere, it will always keep automatically the distance that it has to be. And some certain people are not in our lives because this distance keeps automatically working. And it's not about, that's why, for example, the idea of getting something that you don't have right now is not real, because there is no relationship of pulling and pushing. And imagination creates maybe the idea that, for example, having someone who you think maybe they don't like you, but you want them, it's just imagination. Um, because if the relationship would be already pulling and pushing, you would be together, like naturally. And I think it's the same with everything. The example of the moon and earth came for me from the conversation that I had with my girlfriend, and somehow we started to talk about this, because our relationship, it is also working in this kind of the same way. Um, this of not to consume the person and take all the time, but also give the freedom to float around you, and everything will be okay. What do you think? Do you think everything will be okay
Yeah.
if you just don't pull enough? Let's look at our guest, the support team. There you go. So what do you think about the pulling and the pushing, the theory that we are analyzing here? Okay, we solved the technical issues right now, and Lyda can continue. So, what do you think? Do you think what we talked about yesterday makes sense? Like to
Yeah.
keep the relationship in a good state, you have to actually not.
Push and pull.
Yeah, what do you think? Do you think kind of makes sense or not? Or it's just crazy idea?
A bit crazy and a bit makes sense.
Okay, so why it's crazy?
Okay, let me talk about what is it? Good idea. Oh, I break a video maybe.
No, it's okay. It's not my video.
Ah,
it's
it
our
makes
video.
sense.
It makes sense.
Yeah, it's like if you pull too much,
Yeah.
if you pull too much, maybe it's like you used to tell me that you need space, I need space. Yeah, if I pull too much and then everything's not good. If I pull and push. Oh, babe.
You started to think dirty.
Ay.
Yeah, that's how babies come too. It seems like it's actually that's what who starts the baby, just pushing and pulling. So pushing and pulling starts your life.
Yeah,
This is
of
so
course.
good.
Start your life and my life.
Yeah.
That's why we met.
Yeah. And this now connection is always here. So it's always going, kind of. That's the relationship of pushing and pulling. It's always continue.
Yeah.
Unless you stop. Unless you stop. Unless you stop and stop doing anything. Which is impossible because you will still be doing something automatically. Someone maybe will come to push you. Like for example, you are on a street and someone will come to push you. Or someone pulls. Like for example, if you are hungry and the food pulls you. Could be like that too. I don't know. I like this idea of pulling and pushing. I think it works, at least for now.